Hi everyone. I know we've been reading a lot of fun gingerbread stories together lately, and today I have a little bit of a different story, but I wonder if you'll be able to tell why I chose this after we read it. This is not a story about a gingerbread character. The title of this book is called Stop That Pickle. This is by Peter Armour and illustrated by Andrew Shachat. It was lunchtime when Miss Elmira Deeds waddled into Mr. Adolph's deli. "I would like a pickle, please," she said. "Why, certainly," said Mr. Adolph, wiping his hands. He unscrewed the lid on the giant pickle jar and looked inside. There was only one fat pickle left floating in the brine. Mr. Adolph tried to spear the pickle with a long fork, but each time he did, the pickle swam to the other side of the jar. This pickle did not want to be eaten. Mr. Adolph was rather embarrassed by this turn of events, and he began to dig around in a drawer for some tongs. As he was doing this, the pickle climbed out of the jar on his little green legs, darted across the counter, and ran out the door. "Eek!" said Miss Elmira Deeds. No one had ever seen a pickle move quite so fast. "Stop that pickle!" shouted Mr. Adolph, giving chase. Down the street ran the pickle. Mr. Adolph quickly pooped out. That means he got tired and had to stop. He quickly pooped out and had to sit down on the curb. Reclining on a nearby plate, a peanut butter and jelly sandwich heard the alarm and leapt up. Everyone knows that a peanut butter and jelly sandwich is not the fastest sandwich in the world, but it does have great endurance. Great endurance means they can run for a long time before they get tired. The sandwich chugged after the pickle. "Stop that pickle!" it shouted. As the pickle and the peanut butter and jelly sandwich passed a bake shop, a fat braided pretzel climbed down from the counter and stumbled into the street. It ran a few steps behind the peanut butter sandwich, scattering sesame seeds as it went. "Stop that pickle!" cried the pretzel. Enjoying the sun on a nearby tree, a lovely green apple heard the pretzel's cry and shook itself loose to join the chase. It rolled down every hill it could. A crowd of toasted almonds, 17 of them, came skittering down the street. Where they came from is anybody's guess. "Stop that pickle!" they peeped with their little almond voices. A scurrying crowd of raisins and a cake donut came right behind. The last to join the parade were a cool bottle of grape juice and an elegant vanilla ice cream cone sprinkled with chocolate. They all had just one thing to say: "Stop that pickle!" But the pickle was too fast for them all. He had a great time zigging and zagging and thumbing his green pickle nose at his pursuers. Sometimes he would stop and read a newspaper to give them a chance to catch up. They were the slowest food he had ever seen. On and on went the chase. It seemed that it would never end when, oof! Rounding a corner, the pickle collided with a young boy. Collided means they ran into each other. Stunned, the pickle lay there. The collision had knocked the wind out of him. Quickly, all of his pursuers gathered around. "You've caught the pickle!" they all cried to the boy. "What should I do with him?" he asked. "Why, eat him, of course!" they shouted. They were all a bit beside themselves. "He's just a silly pickle." Now, it just so happened that the boy had been playing hard all morning long and somehow had misplaced his lunchbox. He was terribly hungry. He looked at the pickle, who immediately began to cry big, briny tears. The boy had a better idea. He ate the peanut butter and jelly sandwich, the fat braided pretzel, the lovely green apple, the 17 toasted almonds, the handful of raisins, the cake donut, and drank the bottle of grape juice. Finally, he polished off the ice cream cone. The only thing left was the pickle. The boy looked at the pickle and shook his head. Who ever heard of eating a pickle after ice cream? Stop that pickle! The end. Can you tell why I thought this might be a good day for us to read the book called Stop That Pickle? It's not exactly the same as the gingerbread stories, but it does remind me a little bit of that. Did you notice that? There's a lot of characters who are chasing after something, who wants to get away and doesn't want to be eaten. This one's a little different since it's so many foods that are chasing him. I thought that was kind of an interesting difference. I wonder if you can think of any foods that you could imagine running after and wanting to eat. That would be an interesting chase, wouldn't it? Well, I hope that you are having fun listening to all of these stories. I really like sharing them with you, and I've loved hearing all the stories you're coming up with. I can't wait to share those with everyone, too. You all take care, and I will see you tomorrow.